devil hath power to assume a pleasing shape," is a quote from Hamlet, Act 2, Scene 2. That's the same scene where we hear the more famous quote, "The play's the thing, wherein I'll catch the conscience, the king." The iconic devil line first came into my awareness as a sample in the Tears for Fears song, "The Big Chair," the B-side to their single, "Shout." The song itself has no lyrics, just samples used throughout from the 1976 made-for-TV movie Sybil, performed by Sally Field and William Prince. That line always stuck out to me. Our temptations and journey away from the path always start out looking like a really neat idea at the time. Now let me be clear, I don't believe in a singular evil force whose only job it is to lead us astray in this one life, to stoke some fiery pit for all eternity. That's just bullshit. I do, however, believe that the things that take us far away from our walk with our higher self are loud, glaring, and incredibly attractive. Or, to quote Yoda, the dark side is easier, quicker, more seductive. When we're moving too fast, we tend to miss the warning signs along the way. Good people do bad things, not because of some devil, but because we're human and insecure and neurotic at times. I believe at my core, I'm a good person. However, there have been many moments in this life that I have not shown myself to be that good person. I have hurt people. That was never my intention, but the devil made me do it. See how stupid that sounds? I've gone into situations with the best intentions from my perspective that have had collateral damage that I had not considered. What's that saying? The road to hell is paved with good intentions? Picture it. A bunch of frat brothers are getting ready to head to a college dance. This is the spring of 1986, and there's beer and testosterone involved. I'm in love with someone, and I cannot tell anyone, especially him. See, at this point, I'm not even sure I'm gay. And I most certainly haven't even kissed him. We're just brothers, roommates, and friends. But I would do anything for him. See, I love him. And when you're in love, especially unrequited love, you do some pretty stupid shit for the person you're in love with. Now add in the toxic cocktail of frat brothers, beer, and testosterone in the springtime. You know that pretty stupid shit you'll do is really pretty stupid shit. People can get hurt. As our group makes its way across campus to the cafeteria turned discotheque, we're already feeling the buzz. The crowd inside is dancing to the amazing music of the mid-1980s. As we enter, my brother crush notices a young woman who's on the outside of the social circle. We'll call her Fawn. Now, rule number 1 of jungle survival: do not behave like prey. The lions know the weakest member of the herd is where they're going to find dinner. Fawn is like most young college girls, not fully feeling herself yet. Perhaps Fawn was raised in a small town and didn't have many social opportunities. Perhaps she's struggling with her weight. Perhaps she, like all young college kids, was dealing with her self-esteem. I know I was. Whatever the case, my brother crush could smell blood in the water and set his sights firmly on her. As brother crush came close to me, I could smell his cologne. Calvin Klein's Obsession. Just the smell of that today takes me back to the gay bars of the 1980s, but I'm getting ahead of myself. As brother crush leans in, I can feel his hot breath on my ear as he whispers, "I bet you 2 bottles of TJ Swan you won't kiss Fawn for 5 seconds on the dance floor." Okay, there's so much to unpack here. First off, TJ Swan was a convenience store type wine that is no longer available. Mellow days, easy nights, magic moments, and stepping out were the 4 flavor profiles available to the cheap wine connoisseur of the 1970s and early 1980s. For many, it was the go-to for high school and early college parties. I have no recollection of the taste, but let's be honest here. We weren't drinking it for the taste. Second, there was that cologne. What was that name again? Oh, Obsession. Third, I knew Fawn. We were in the same department in college. This wasn't a random stranger I was asked to manipulate for a frat boy-fueled humor. This was a classmate. Fourth, that hot breath on my ear. Fifth, I did love to dance, and the music of this time was some of the best dance music ever created. Sixth, I loved him. He asked me to do something, and I loved him. What could possibly go wrong? As I made my way to the dance floor, Fawn was already there. Now, I don't remember if it was A Love Bazaar by Sheila E. or Tarzan Boy by Baltimora playing, but I danced my way into position. Was I really going to do this? But I loved him. As I moved into strike position in full view of Brother Crush, the groove changed to undulating synthesizers and a voice pleading for the Lord to have mercy along some road that must be traveled. Kyrie by Mr. Mister was hot on the charts. Considering what transpired, the irony of those lyrics is not lost on me now. At the time, I was clueless. I just liked the song. As I moved into dance across from Fawn, the singer crooned, "The wind blows hard against the mountainside. Across the seas into my soul, it reaches into where I cannot hide." I'm feeling the music, and it's getting harder and harder to hide my feelings for Brother Crush. I was really going to do this. It is such an epic song. I was now dancing directly across from Fawn in the 1980s way of dancing with the whole room. But soon I made it clear I was dancing with Fawn. My mind was awash in the mission as assigned, and the memory and the feel of that breath on his ear just drove me forward. I loved him. I would do anything to prove my love to him. When you're in love, and not necessarily limited to unrequited love, the right way to be and act can sometimes get foggy. That cologne. After all, the devil hath power to assume a pleasing shape. Just over a minute into the song, the full groove hits. My body burns with gem-like flame, somewhere between the soul and soft machine. I go into the kiss. I maneuver Fawn so her back is to Brother Crush as I count behind her back where he can see and verify the bet. 1. Kyrie eleison, down the road that I must travel. 2. Kyrie eleison, through the darkness of the night. 3. Kyrie eleison, where I'm going, will you follow? 4. Kyrie eleison, on a highway in the night. 5. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And it was over. And I immediately knew what I had done. I was going to burn in hell, I knew it. And I was going to tell everyone. I broke from the dance floor kiss and ran past Brother Crush, out into the night, to the grassy common area just outside the cafeteria. I dropped to the ground, lamenting loudly for all those passing by to hear I was going to burn in hell. I was going to hell exactly for what I had done, conveniently leaving out I had done it all for love. Unfortunately, my faithful fraternity brothers came out of the dance and were witness to my performance of the Lament of Paul David. I told everyone who would listen over and over about the evening's events with Fawn in the middle of the school campus. I was mortified by my actions. My fraternity brothers, of course, found the whole situation hysterical. So much so that not only did I win the weekly Benny Award, which was a plastic pig with its head shoved up its ass, but I won the Golden Benny for the stupidest thing anyone did all year. And the competition was stiff. This was a frat, after all. And those moments haunt me. And they should. I was so focused on proving my love to Brother Crush, I never gave a moment's consideration to Fawn or for her feelings. The devil hath power to assume a pleasing shape. Do I think Brother Crush was malicious and out to hurt anyone, especially Fawn, when he made the bet with me? No, not at all. Do I think it was a test of my loyalty and my feelings? Maybe. See, Brother Crush and I did end up dating shortly after this night. In fact, Brother Crush turned out to be my soulmate. But that's an entirely different story. In that one moment, I was so singularly blinded by something I felt so deeply, I failed to take into account all the variables of my actions, such as people, other people, and their feelings. Shakespeare notes in the scene from Hamlet that the devil hath more power with people who are weakened or melancholy, and I was certainly weakened and blinded by my love for Brother Crush. Let me be clear. It wasn't some dude with a pitchfork and horns that made me do this, and many other cruel things in my lifetime. It was me. Just me. looking at all the parts of the scene that were attractive to me without giving complete thought to my actions, acting unlovingly, out of love. And that's it right there. When we do things that seem like a good idea at the time without regarding the consequences, we can cause harm. Good people do bad things. Temptation, distraction, and blind faith are all things that can lead us down a path that is not in alignment with our highest self. It happens because we're human. And guess what? We get to be human. The key is to recognize it at the time and modify your behaviors. Just don't do it again. Now, Fawn isn't her real name, and she and I never spoke of the events that evening to the best of my recollection. I'm not currently connected with Fawn in any way, so there's no way for me to apologize for her for any of the pain I added to the burden she was carrying that night. But Fawn, I am truly sorry. All I can ask for is mercy. Source, have mercy through my darkest moments. I've not always been one of the good ones. Have mercy down the road that I must travel. I promise. I'll figure it all out one day.